Welcome to Debt Galore No More. My name's Kara and today we're in my office discussing my very first Project Pan. So I've only recently heard of the Project Pan concept in a video from Tiffany Desiree and I will link that below. Now, what I've learned from watching a few Project Pan videos is that you're trying to use up any given product. So you will intentionally choose to use that product before any other product that you own in that category. For example, let's say you have 4 different foundations. You'd pick one and only use that one until it's completely gone. In other words, hitting pan, hence the name Project Pan. Once that's used up, obviously you're down to 3, so you'd take another one and use that up completely, and so on. And you would do this with every area. So for example, if you have 4 blushes, you would do the same thing. Use one blush until it's completely gone. Do you see where I'm going with this? I think the idea is to help you realize how many products you have in one category so you'll be more intentional with your purchases going forward. And I think the ultimate goal here is so you only have one product in each category. I actually have a ton of samples that I would get with Sephora purchases that I just haven't used for some reason, so you'll see a lot of that in this video. I do plan to make Project Pan updates at the end of every month, so if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified every time I upload. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into Project Pan 2021. So my first category is perfume. I have these 2 samples. One is Erin Mediterranean Honeysuckle and the other one is Clean Reserve. To be honest with you, I have no idea how they smell and I have kind of like a collection of perfumes and body sprays that we'll get into once these 2 are used up. But yeah, I'm excited to declutter these 2 items. The next thing isn't really a beauty product, but it's toothpaste. I have this little sample of Hello Extra Whitening toothpaste. I've used this brand before and I like it, so another declutter item. Now, I bought this teeth whitening product a long time ago and I've never used it. It's called Pearly Girl by Tarte and I just wanted a vegan tooth whitening product, and so this is what I found. I'm honestly very nervous to use it. I don't know why. I really need some kind of teeth whitening thing. So we'll see how this one goes. I don't have anything to replace it, but I don't know. If it's good, maybe I'll buy it again. Okay, this next one is just kind of like, I don't even know. But when e.l.f. was having a 50% off sale, I kind of went nuts and I bought a bunch of makeup removers, and it's also considered a cleanser, I guess. So I have 7 left. One of them is open, luckily, but at one point I decided I wanted to create less waste, so I bought, yeah, that makes sense, I bought something. But anyways, I bought an oil-based cleanser, so I use that now. So obviously I won't create the waste that these makeup removing wipes create, but I do need to get rid of them. I don't want to just discard them and throw them in the garbage. Up next, I have this Youth to the People face mask. It's called the Superberry Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask. I'm not a huge fan of masks. I have a whole jar of a mask that I'd like to use after this, but I don't know, maybe I just don't like masks because I haven't found the right one yet, and who knows, maybe this will be the right one for me. Up next, I have this Jasmine Green Tea Toner by Herbivore. It's getting pretty low there. It's just been in my collection for a long time and I have like 3 other toners, so it's time to go. Next, I have an Herbivore sample. It is a face oil called Orchid. For a while I really loved Herbivore, but recently I've come to realize that maybe my skin doesn't like it so much, especially face oils. I have another one by Herbivore with CBD in it that I need to use once I use up this sample, and it doesn't really soak into my skin. I don't know, maybe I'm not doing it right. I'm probably not doing it right, but face oils just don't really work for me. Next, we have this Origins Ginseng Refreshing Eye Cream. I have an eye cream that I like. It's by Youth to the People, and this sample is very tiny. Like, it's like there's not even anything in it, so I should be able to use that up in like 2 days. Okay, I have 4 different moisturizer samples that I'm gonna go through. Once these are used up, I have one full-size moisturizer that I love by Milk, so I think I'll go through these very quickly in 2 or 3 weeks. That's why they're all here. We have Youth to the People Kale and Spinach Green Tea Hyaluronic Acid, which says it's a superfood air whip moisture cream. We have this Tatcha the Water Cream. We have Super Screen Daily Moisturizer SPF 40, which is nice. And we have Josie Marin Argan Daily Moisturizer SPF 47. So yeah, pretty tiny little samples, and I'm not really looking to find a new moisturizer, so just another declutter. Onto the lips, I have this Milk Makeup Kush Lip Balm. I bought it because it's a CBD lip balm and I thought it would be good for me, but I really don't like chapstick or lip balms. I don't know, I guess it just sounded good to me, so I bought it. It's green and it smells like crayons, so maybe that's why I don't like to use it, but I'm gonna try to completely use it up this year. Next we have this e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. I really hate it. I used it today. It wasn't the worst, but it's definitely no primer potion. Okay, I have an eyeshadow palette that I want to use up. It's like the oldest one. Well, it's one of the oldest eyeshadow palettes I own. It is so old. I think you're gonna laugh at me. It is called Too Faced: The Return of Sexy. Okay, so here are all of the eyeshadows. You can see they're kind of in groups. They're for somebody like me who didn't really know what they were doing at the time, but obviously they've gotten a little bit of use. And so I'm confident that I can do something with this and maybe hit pan on a couple of them. Up next is this anti-precision eyeliner pencil from Kat Von D. I've never used this in my life. I'm pretty sure it came for free with an order I placed a long time ago. Anti-precision isn't really my style. I usually use like a liquid eyeliner pen and do things like that because I have hooded eyes, so thick eyeliner isn't really gonna work, but we're gonna see how this one goes. Speaking of Kat Von D, I have this Go Big or Go Home mascara. It's just a sample, but I already have like a full-size version of this and I like it, so this is just another declutter. On to face primer. I have this Tarte it's upside down. Tarte Quench Hydrating Primer. I've never tried it before. It came with a foundation, which we will get into next. So I have 5 different foundation samples to try. I have this one that I just ripped off of whatever it is. I have no idea what it is. Then I have this Clinique. It's a foundation and concealer. I guess it's a foundation and concealer in one. Next we have Complexion Rescue by Bare Minerals. I have another Bare Minerals foundation. It's like a powder, which I don't think I'm really gonna like that, but okay. And then I have this Tarte foundation that came with the primer. So I'll be using this one first with the primer. And my plan for these foundation samples is to use the middle shade as my regular foundation and then the other 2 shades for contouring, and we will see how that one goes. Next I have this e.l.f. concealer. It's not my favorite. I did use it today. I have been using it, but it's a little bit darker than my foundation, so it doesn't really work that well, and I just want to get rid of it. Now I have this Kat Von D setting powder. I don't really use setting powder because my face is so dry. It looks like I've used about half of this. I did think that I needed setting powder back in the day just because of all the people in YouTube videos using it, but after experimenting and learning more about my skin, I know that I don't really need setting powder. I can use it here, and I did that today, so I think maybe I'll be able to get rid of it this year. Up next I have this Anastasia Beverly Hills brow, I don't know, it's some brow sample. I've never used anything by that brand, so I'm excited to try this. It looks like it's a pretty good shade, so we'll see how that one goes. I actually have a lot of different brow products, so I'm not in the market looking for new ones. I'm trying to use up all the brow products I have. A lot of them don't work for me, but there's one that does work really well. For bronzer, I have this Urban Decay Beached Bronzer in Sunkissed. I don't love this bronzer. I bought it because of the palm trees. Yeah. What was I thinking? I'm just trying to use this up. Hopefully I hit pan this year, but I'll do my best. And for blush, I have another Too Faced product. I'm sorry, this is very ugly. It's the Peach My Cheeks, and it's so ugly because a while back in Las Vegas, my best friend dropped it and it was pretty hilarious. So yeah, I need to use that up, and I have another one that I need to use up, but this one's gotta go first because it's broken. Up next, I have this e.l.f. highlighter. I think it's highlighter. I used it today. I don't know if it makes any difference, but yeah, you can't even tell that I used it. And so I'm pretty, wait, it says that this is blush. Well, it's gonna be a highlighter because it seems to be a highlighter. It looks pretty shiny to me, so we're gonna use this as a highlighter and try to hit pan this year. Now I have this Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. I love Cover FX, but I have a better one by them that I like to use. Looks like it's about to here, so I guess I haven't used that much. But yeah, it kind of takes up a lot of space, so let's just use it and be done with it. Okay, I have this Apple Cider Vinegar Hair Mask by DP Hue. I rarely put anything in my hair, so this will be interesting. Hopefully, I should be able to use it up this month. While I do have long hair, it is very fine, so this seems like a lot of product, and I think it'll take me a while to get through. Up next, I have this Ouai Hair Care Wave Spray. I already have a sea salt wave spray by Herbivore, so this is just another declutter. Body oil by Herbivore. It's called Citrine. I think I've used it one time and I don't think it worked very well, which is why it's pretty much full there, but I'm gonna try my best to use it up this year. And finally, I have this Josie Marin body butter sample. It looks like they're two different scents. Oh, one's unscented and one is honeysuckle vanilla, which doesn't really sound too appealing to me. But I don't know if I can use this with the body oil, but I don't know. Hopefully I'll be able to use this up fairly quickly. Okay, so if we count each product I showed you, not including the different shades of foundations, we have 42 products that I would like to get through this year. This shouldn't be too difficult because most of them are samples, but I'll be replacing most of them in my Project Pan series throughout the year. And I just want to add that we have 27 different categories, which is absolutely insane to me. Do I really need 27 different categories of products to put on myself? I feel like that is absurd. So I'd like to narrow that down by the end of the year as well. So I'm curious, have you tried any of the products that I've mentioned in this video? If you have, I'd love to hear your experience with them in the comments below. And if you're also doing a Project Pan, I'd love to know what you're trying to pan this year. If you've got a YouTube channel where you're showing your Project Pan, I would love to follow along with you. So let me know in the comments below. Anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you found any value in this video or you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I cannot wait to see you next week. Bye!